Let me tell you something. The world doesn't give you strength. It gives you fire. And what you do with that fire, that's what makes you strong. See, too many people walk around waiting for strength to show up, waiting for motivation to knock on the door, waiting for some perfect moment to finally feel ready. But life doesn't work like that. Life doesn't hand out strength like party favors. It hands you heat. It hands you pressure. It hands you problems, pain, and adversity. And it says, let's see what you do with this. Your mind is a forge. And just like a blacksmith takes raw metal and turns it into a blade, you take your pain, your habits, your daily choices, and that's what turns into your identity, your future, your strength. Every thought you allow, every excuse you make, every challenge you face, that's all fuel for the fire. The question is, what are you feeding your forge? You can feed it discipline, or you can feed it doubt. You can feed it vision, or you can feed it distraction. You can feed it purpose, or you can feed it comfort. But understand this, whatever you feed it, that's what it shapes you into. Because the mind doesn't stay still. It's always forming something. The only question is, are you forging steel or molding tin? You want a strong mind? Then step into the heat. Strength isn't built in comfort. You don't get sharpened sitting on the couch. You don't grow while coasting. You grow when it hurts, when it's inconvenient, when every part of you wants to quit, but you choose to keep going. That's forging. That's how blades are made. Let me give you a picture. Imagine a piece of raw steel. It's just a chunk of metal, cold, unshaped, ordinary. But you heat it, you pound it, you bend it, you grind it over and over. And only after that does it become a weapon, something powerful, something useful. Now imagine your mind. It's the same. It needs heat. It needs pressure. It needs the hammer of discipline, the fire of hardship, and the grind of consistency. That's how you build focus. That's how you build emotional control. That's how you build self-respect. Don't run from the fire. Welcome it. Because if you keep dodging pain, you'll stay soft. If you keep waiting for it to get easier, you'll never be ready when life hits hard. And if you keep pretending that comfort is peace, one day you'll wake up and realize you've been molding tin your whole life. Fragile, breakable, forgettable. But if you step into the fire, if you lean into discipline, and you commit to showing up when it's hardest, that's when something changes. That's when the mind starts to take shape. That's when you stop hoping to be strong and start becoming unstoppable. So I'm not here to tell you it'll be easy. It won't. This isn't for the weak. This is for the ones ready to burn off the excuses, the ones tired of settling, the ones who are done waiting. This is the fire. Welcome to it. Because from here on out, you're not waiting to be forged. You are the forge. Let me tell you something you won't hear often. A weak mind is the greatest liability you'll ever carry. It waits. It hesitates. It overthinks. It lets fear win. A weak mind doesn't need chains. It keeps itself locked up. And the worst part, it disguises that weakness as being realistic or taking it slow or not feeling ready yet. But here's the truth. A weak mind waits. A forged mind builds. That's the difference between regret and results. Think about it. The people you admire, athletes, leaders, entrepreneurs, warriors, they don't wait to feel motivated. They don't need permission. They act, they build, they move. Even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. They didn't get there because it was easy. They got there because they forged a mind that wouldn't quit. Now let's talk about soft thinking. You know what that is? It's when you make excuses instead of progress. When you choose what's easy over what's right. When you talk yourself out of effort because your feelings got loud. Soft thinking will cost you everything. It'll cost you time. It'll cost you confidence. It'll cost you the life you could have had if you just pushed through. And listen, I get it. Life hits hard. You've been knocked down. Maybe people gave up on you. Maybe you gave up on yourself. But here's the wake-up call. Those hits don't define you. Your response does. You want to know what separates the fragile from the forged? Here's the breakdown. Weak minds look for blame. Forged minds take responsibility. Weak minds drown in doubt. Forged minds speak with clarity. Weak minds chase comfort. Forged minds chase growth. Weak minds fold under pressure. Forged minds are formed by it. It's not just about working harder. It's about thinking stronger. Because if you don't control your mind will control you. And it's not your friend when it's undisciplined. It'll lie to you. It'll protect you from discomfort instead of pushing you to grow. It'll whisper things like, you're tired, you're not ready. What if you fail? But those thoughts, they're rust on the blade. You have to cut through them. You have to fight back. You have to choose power over pity. And that choice is not once, it's daily. Every moment you decide, do I rise or do I shrink? Because let me warn you, if you don't forge your mind now, life will do it for you later. And life doesn't ask if you're ready. It just brings the fire. If you're not forged, you'll break emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Look around. You'll see it every day. People collapsing under pressure, blaming everything but their own mindset, living quiet lives, tiptoeing around pain while their dreams rot inside them. Don't let that be you. Your mind is your first battlefield. Win there and everything else changes. But lose there, nothing else matters. So what will it be? A mind that breaks or a mind that builds? Because one bends to fear and the other becomes fireproof. No fire, no strength, no exceptions. You can't forge steel with lukewarm heat. You can't build a powerful life with half effort. If you want real strength, unshakable, unbreakable, you're gonna have to step into the flames. Now I get it, nobody likes pain, but let's clear something up right now. Pain isn't the enemy, it's the fuel. Pain is the echo of progress, the proof that you're pushing against your limits, the fire that melts away your old self and makes room for the next version. Think of any transformation story, whether it's someone losing 100 pounds, breaking addiction, building a business from the ground up. They all have one thing in common: pain. Not just physical, emotional, mental, psychological. But they didn't run from it. They ran through it. You don't grow by lifting what's easy. You grow by lifting what hurts. You don't level up by doing what you like. You level up by doing what you need. Take the gym, for example. You can show up every day and lift the same 5-pound weights, but don't expect your body to change. If the weight doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Same with life. If your daily habits aren't uncomfortable, they're not doing anything. If your mind isn't stretched, it's staying soft. Discipline is the hammer that shapes you. You swing it every day when you get up early, when you keep a promise, when you shut out distractions and get to work even when you don't feel like it. You think motivation is going to carry you? Motivation is a spark. It burns out fast. Discipline is the forge. It stays hot. It builds muscle in your will. Discipline means doing it when it's boring, doing it when no one is watching, doing it when it hurts, when it's inconvenient, when it's thankless. You want to know what your future looks like? Look at your calendar. If it's full of fluff, full of scrolling, full of things that drain you instead of push you, don't expect a forged mind. You're feeding your weakness, not your strength. And look at your morning. Your morning is your mirror. It shows you who's in charge, you or your feelings. Do you hit snooze? Do you drift into your day? Or do you attack it? People say, I'm not a morning person. No, you're just not a disciplined person yet. Every single morning is a hammer strike. Every day you hit the forge or you skip it. And let me be clear, skipping the forge is still shaping you. It's shaping weakness. It's building habits that will break under pressure. So choose the flames. Choose the fire. Because inside the fire, you don't just survive, you sharpen. And one day, when life swings hard, you won't crack. You'll cut through it. Why? Because you were forged in the fire. Nobody's coming to shape your life. That's your job. Let that sink in. We live in a world where people wait. Wait for support. Wait for luck. Wait for inspiration. Wait for someone to show up and fix everything. But the truth is, no one's coming. No one's gonna forge your mind for you. That hammer, it's in your hand, always has been. You hold the hammer. But too many people are too busy blaming the fire. They say, life's too hard, people keep letting me down, I wasn't raised right, I don't have the tools. Let me tell you something, the fire isn't your enemy. The fire is your chance. It's your proving ground. And the longer you keep blaming the heat, the more time you waste holding a hammer you refuse to swing. You weren't given a weak mind, you built it. You built it by giving up when things got hard, by choosing comfort over effort, by making excuses instead of making progress. That weak mindset, that's not your inheritance, it's your habit. And what's built can be rebuilt. What's molded can be reforged. Every thought, every habit, every day you're shaping something. You're not standing still. Even your inaction is action. Even your indecision is decision. The question is, what are you shaping? Are you sculpting strength or settling into softness? Take a look at your habits, your routines, your daily mindset. Are they sharpening you or softening you? You want to be powerful? Then take back the forge, pick up the hammer and start swinging. Build a morning routine that forces you to grow. Build habits that challenge you. Build a mindset that refuses to quit. Because that's what this is. It's not about talent. It's not about chance. It's about choosing to swing the hammer every single day, no matter how hot the fire gets. And I want you to say it out loud. I don't wait for strength. I create it. Say it again. Because that's what forged minds do. They stop waiting for the right mood, the perfect time, the easy path. They make strength in the moment, in the mess, in the middle of the fire. From this point forward, you don't get to blame the fire. You use the fire. You don't avoid pressure, you work with it. You don't ask for a lighter load, you ask for a stronger back. Why? Because you hold the hammer and you were built to strike. The forge is an event, it's a process, a daily grind. And the people who succeed, the ones who grow, the ones who rise, they understand this truth results are earned, shape by shape. You don't get sharp by accident. You get sharp by choice. One habit, one action, one repetition at a time. Let's start with your mornings. Your morning builds or breaks you. It's the launch pad. It's the signal you send to your mind. Am I leading today or am I drifting? Are you scrolling through distractions the moment you wake up? Are you letting the world set your tone? Or are you commanding your day with intention? The first 60 minutes of your morning are not just a routine, they're a declaration. And if that declaration is weak, your day will be too. Now look at what you're feeding your mind. Your inputs are shaping your edge. Everything you read, watch, listen to is either sharpening your focus or dulling your drive. You can't consume trash and expect clarity. You can't surround yourself with people who gossip, complain, and quit and expect to grow into someone disciplined, focused, and fearless. You need to guard your inputs like your life depends on it, because it does. And what about your body? You don't train your body just to look good. You train it to build command over your mind. When you push through one more rep, one more sprint, one more set, your brain learns, we don't quit. Your physical training becomes mental armor. That's why the strongest minds often come from the most disciplined bodies, not because of vanity, but because of victory over weakness. And here's the most important part, repetition. Nothing great gets forged in one strike. A blade takes hundreds, sometimes thousands of hammer blows. And your habits? Same deal. It's brushing your teeth, making your bed, hitting your goals, not once, but every single day. Even when you don't see progress, even when no one claps, even when it's boring, strike. Then strike again, then strike again. You don't need intensity once. You need consistency always. That's the secret. That's the edge. Discipline isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right few things again and again until they become who you are. So ask yourself, what are you shaping today? Because your results tomorrow, they're built today, strike by strike, shape by shape. That's how steel is born. Even steel rusts in the wrong environment. Let that hit. You can be sharp, you can be strong, But if you're constantly surrounded by the wrong inputs, the wrong people, the wrong habits, the wrong distractions, your edge will fade. Slowly, quietly, until one day you reach for your strength and find nothing but dust. Distraction is today's silent killer. It doesn't shout. It doesn't break you all at once. It wears you down moment by moment, and it disguises itself as entertainment, as just one more scroll, as I need a break. But what you think is comfort is not peace. It's poison. Comfort isn't always good for you. Sometimes it's just weakness with a smile. It's your mind seducing you into settling, into quitting, into mediocrity. And that's what distractions do best. They steal your attention, your time, your purpose, and they never give it back. You think you're lazy? No, you're not lazy. You're rusting. You're letting your potential sit unused. You're soaking your mind in mindless media, shallow conversations, and endless noise. You're giving away your energy to things that don't sharpen you, things that don't grow you, things that don't serve you. And what happens to a blade left untouched? It dulls. It doesn't matter how much potential you have. If you don't protect your environment, that sharpness fades. So what do? Start looking at your life like a blacksmith inspects steel. If it weakens you, if it slows you down, if it doesn't bring focus, clarity, or purpose, it goes toxic people, cut them. Endless Netflix binges, cut them. Pointless scrolling, cut it. You don't owe your attention to anything that doesn't build you. And now, here's the part most people skip. Silence is sharper than noise. Your best thoughts don't show up when you're overloaded with stimulation. They show up when you sit still, when you listen, when you breathe. That's why stillness feels uncomfortable for so many. We're addicted to distraction because it keeps us from facing ourselves. But you can't forge what you're not willing to face. If you want a forged mind, you've got to create space. Space to think, to reflect, to grow. Read books that challenge you. Have conversations that elevate you. Create routines that serve you. Depth over distraction. Clarity over chaos. Discipline over dopamine. Every moment you protect from rust, you sharpen your edge. So don't waste your life reacting to noise. Build a life that's quietly dangerous, a life of purpose, a life of focus. Because the sharpest blades don't make noise, they cut through it. Let me tell you something you need to hear: forged isn't finished. Just because you've been through pain doesn't mean you're done. Just because you've overcome doesn't mean you're invincible. The process isn't over when the blade is shaped, it's over when it's tempered. Tempering is what separates a strong blade from a brittle one. And your mind is no different. In forging, you heat the blade, then you cool it. Then you heat it again and cool it again, over and over. Why? Because repetition under pressure builds resilience. That's what makes steel unbreakable. Now, let's talk real life. You've got your goals, you've been disciplined, you started to sharpen your focus, but then life hits you hard. And that's when most people fold. Not because they were never strong, but because they never stayed long enough to get tempered. Understand this: your strength isn't proven in the first battle, it's proven in the 10th. After the failure, after the loss, after the doubt, that's where true power lives. Not in avoiding pain, but in repeating growth under it. Famous stories prove this again and again. Michael Jordan didn't become a legend by winning every game. He missed thousands of shots, lost hundreds of games, but he kept showing up. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. They didn't fall once, they fell repeatedly. But each fall was a tempering strike. And each time they got back up, they got harder, sharper, stronger. That's the mindset. And I want you to stop calling your growth boring. Stop thinking that just because it feels routine, it isn't working. You don't master anything without doing it again and again and again. Want mental toughness? Show up for your habits every single day, even when they lose their shine. Want emotional strength? Keep calm and steady when everything around you tries to trigger chaos. Want clarity of vision? Keep revisiting your purpose until it burns through distraction. Every trial is a sharpening strike. Every setback is a cooling moment. Every comeback is proof that you've been tempered. You're not fragile. You're not soft. You're just still in the process. So stop expecting to be done. Expect to be tested. And when you get tested, rise. Because resilience doesn't shout. It doesn't need applause. It just keeps showing up again and again and again. That's how you temper steel. That's how you temper you. You are not in progress. You are a blade in the fire. We've been trained to talk about ourselves like we're always working towards something, someday, somehow. Maybe we'll finally be there. But let me tell you something. You're not waiting to become something. You're in it right now. The fire you're walking through today, the pressure you're feeling, the battles you're fighting, that is the forging. You are not becoming, you are being built. Stop treating yourself like a project. Start treating yourself like a weapon, being refined. Because the longer you wait to feel ready, the more you put your life on pause. And life doesn't pause. Time doesn't wait. You've already been dropped into the fire. The only question is, are you using the heat? Stop trying to be disciplined. Be disciplined. Don't act like it's something outside of you, something you have to chase or borrow. Discipline isn't a tool. It's an identity. It's how you show up even when no one's watching. It's who you become when the excuses are loud, but your reason is louder. Discipline isn't just what you do, it's what you are. And you become that. Not by talking about it, not by posting quotes, not by waiting for motivation, but by your daily actions. Because what you do daily is who you are forever. If you hit snooze every day, that's not just a habit, it's your standard. If you push through pain every day, that's not just strength, it's your signature. Every choice either reinforces weakness or rewires power. There is no neutral, so I want you to say it. Not someday, not maybe, not I'm trying. Say it, I am forged, not forging, not halfway, not almost, forged. And if that feels heavy, good, it should. That's the weight of ownership. That's the difference between hoping to become and declaring you already are. Identity is built in the heat, not the highlights. You don't build who you are in your wins. You build it in your losses. In the days that test your patience, your pride, your will, when it's not working out and you show up anyway. When the motivation dies and you move anyway, that's the fire where your identity is written. So stop waiting. Start embodying. You're not a student of discipline. You are the weapon. You are the steel. You are forged. Let's zoom out. Because this isn't just about you. This is about what you leave behind. Your mindset, your habits, your strength, they don't stop with you. Your mind will outlive you. Your kids will feel it. Your friends will see it. The people who meet you will carry pieces of it. The way you show up in the world, that becomes part of your legacy. But here's the danger. If you don't sharpen yourself, people around you will get cut. Sharpen yourself so others don't bleed from your dullness. When you're unhealed, unfocused, undisciplined, it leaks into your relationships, your work, your home. But when you take ownership, when you build mental muscle, emotional clarity, unshakable purpose, that strength becomes shelter. Strong minds raise strong families. Strong minds build strong communities. Strong minds inspire others to rise. Legacy isn't built in big moments. It's built in daily decisions. Your kids are watching how you handle stress. Your team is watching how you respond to failure. Your friends are watching how you treat yourself. They're learning from your mind. So what are you teaching them? You don't just carry strength, you pass it down. And every time you choose growth over comfort, every time you show up when it's hard, every time you stay grounded in the middle of chaos, you're building something bigger than you. The fire you master now, it lights the way for others. Think about the generations ahead. Think about the ones who never saw a strong example. Think about how you can be the first spark that ignites a line of forged minds. Don't just be strong for you. Be strong for them. Don't just rise for your dreams. Rise for your legacy. Because one day, someone will ask, how did you learn to think like that? And they'll say your name. You've heard the fire. Now it's time to step into it. You've heard the truth. the metaphors, the examples, the fire, the hammer, the forge. But here's the deal. None of it matters if you don't act. Information without action is rust. So here it is, the final strike, the challenge. You are the blacksmith. You are the fire. You are the steel. No more waiting. No more watching. No more wondering. Now you build. You're not a victim of your past. You're the architect of your future. But that future, it won't come with more scrolling. It won't come with more excuses. It won't come with one more week of delay. It comes with work, with heat, with discipline, with strikes. So here's a challenge for the next 90 days. Prove it. Wake up with purpose. Show up with fire. Sharpen your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. Cut what dulls. Chase what sharpens. Lead yourself before you ask to lead anyone else. Every day is a strike. Every choice is a blow of the hammer. Every moment is a chance to shape the weapon you were born to be. And when it gets hard, and it will, remember, you've already been in the fire. You're already holding the hammer. You are already forged. So stop questioning it. Start living it. You are forged, period.